life of the building. I wanted the language, or I was hoping we could change the language on that to read something other than the life of the building, because if we have another rec center built in 20 years, 30 years, that essentially gives an out where you might, or the university could potentially double charge a rec fee because we requested, because if the building is still there, we said we're going to pay that fee throughout the life of the building, not throughout the life of the rec center. So if it gets repurposed for something else, the students could potentially still be paying for a building that no longer serves as the rec center, and the university could charge a new rec center fee on top of that.
I actually, if I can find it on here.
Yeah, I brought it up at eBoard. But.
Yeah, it's on the online version. I can't find it on here.
Page 4.
The one on Blackboard. Is this the one on Blackboard? Because I'm looking at the one that's posted on Blackboard.
This is the one that's here. That you all have a different copy than what's posted right here. And Mike, I think what you're discussing is this sentence right there.
Yeah, that's what we changed to eBoard. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
That's what I'd wanted.
Y'all still together? Okay. Well,
The part about students who don't get to use it for a semester getting 6 months in that version, I don't see that.
It is.
right here.
Oh, okay, there it is. Okay.
Kelsey.
I kind of had a wording suggestion also, just to change the next sentence, the one you just highlighted. Instead of saying, because it was kind of confusing when I was reading it to have per every semester, if that is what we're doing. Instead of, I don't know, for, I don't know if it's just me, but it just made more sense if you said per every semester. As far as extending it out more than 6 months.
So it's this middle sentence that we're discussing right here, not the final, the middle.
Right.
Okay. And your suggestion is to change the word for to per?
Correct.
The words friendly. Okay. Whoops. Okay.
And you're telling you the comma with her too.
Okay. Y'all help me out here. Jared.
How does this work for summer semester for speed school students, both full-time and part-time speed school students in the summer? Do they have to pay the fee during those semesters?
They'll pay the fee during those semesters, but if they pay the fee before they see the rec center, like if it happens before construction, those students who pay into the summer session will get a 1.5 years essentially of access after they graduate. But once that period ends, then yeah, students will have to pay regardless whether it's a summer session, a spring semester, or a fall semester.
So, if I can follow up to that, even if you did a full-time in an A&S semester and weren't even here for the whole summer and potentially out of town for the other part of the summer, you would still be paying the fee. So is it by hours? I guess that's my question.
Right. It's until you hit the full-time cap, it's by hours. So if an A&S student takes 6 hours over the summer, no matter when they take those 6 hours during the summer, they're paying a prorated fee for those 6 hours.
Okay.
So they'll, like, since a full-time student's 12 hours, they'll pay half of that $8 fee.
Okay.
Mike and then Paul.
I don't understand exactly how it works for someone who's not in school over the summer. Are you allowed to use the rec center if you are not in school over the summer? Are you able to use the rec center in the summer?
If you're registered for the next semester classes, I believe you are. Is that correct, Dale?
Yes, what we've done in the past, if you're enrolled in the spring, then you're eligible. What we've done, we charge a $20 fee in the summer because you're not paying a student activity fee in the summer. So basically a $20 fee.
Okay, will that also be happening, the new rec center? Because right now the way it's looking is students who take classes over the summer will pay that $48.50 per semester, but then students who are not enrolled in classes, and that presumably, I would presume that's to use the rec center at $48.50, but students who are not enrolled in classes will not be paying that, but still be allowed to use the rec center?
No, they would have to, what we would work out something and establish a fee that they would have to pay.
Okay.
It was Paul and then Jared.
That was my line.
Then Jared.
So if I've got conflicting messages here, and I want to understand this very accurately. So a speed school student, or any other student for that matter, enrolled full-time in the summer will pay the full fee in the summer. So a student who is still living in Louisville, was full-time in the spring, and will be full-time in the fall, cannot use the rec center, so they'll be stopping them at the door. They'll be checking their hours.
Again, what we do in that situation, they would have to pay summer recreation evaluation fee. And it's not fair for the students who are enrolled in summer school who are paying the fee to do that.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
I think to clarify, in the summer, if you're not taking classes, or if you only take a certain amount and you're not a full-time student, in order to use the property, you pay a fee, and then you get it for the summer. Until you start school again, when you pay the full fee, and then you get it without having to worry about it. Am I correct?
Okay, that was not
Okay.
clear.
This.
That's how it is now, too. by the way.
Students, if you're not enrolled in the summer, you pay, like what Dale's saying is you pay a $20 fee right now to use the SAT over the summer. And so a similar situation would occur with the new rec center as well. If you're not enrolled during summer school or during summer classes, then you'll have to pay to use the facility.
Then you're, did you?
Yeah, I just was saying that that's how it is now.
Oh, yeah. Regent, go ahead. Allison.
For speed school co-ops that work semesters away, like outside of Louisville, will they be paying the fee as well this semester? Because I guess technically don't those co-ops count for hours?
Do they?
You are a full-time student while you're on co-op.
But you are exempted from meal plans.
Yeah, you're exempted from meal plans and other fees like that.
The way this is drawn up, if you're considered a full-time student, you're still going to pay the fee. And there's no exemptions. Like if you're a student, you're paying the fee.
To me, the preliminary stage, that does make sense, but that might need to be something that's addressed once the rec center is actually built, because I know that we have to pay for it now, making those tiny exceptions doesn't really make sense, but in the long scheme of things, if they're not here using the facilities, they shouldn't have to pay for it. And I know that it has to be built, and we have to make that commitment, so I understand how the fees are structured now, because in theory, nobody uses it now, and everybody's paying for it. But it doesn't make sense to me that they would have to pay for it and not be here, similar to.
Jared.
I'm going to reiterate this. I would not vote for this because of my constituency being speed school. It seems like speed school is being charged more. It would be cheaper to pay, even if the fee was reduced in the summer for speed school students, to match what other students pay, and especially the co-op point. We are exempted from meal plans. We are exempted from other things, and lots of students go all the way to California and beyond. And while it may make sense to charge all of the students across the board in the beginning, once the rec center is underway, speed school students will be indirectly bearing a bigger burden on this, where they won't be getting the benefits.
So for an A&S student, and I definitely see where you're coming from. The way I would look at it, and I may be looking at this from a totally different viewpoint, but for an A&S student to graduate with a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, it would take 6 years or more to graduate with the same degrees that speed school gets within 5 years. That summer semester is a semester that other students would be paying for at a later date, but would still only have access during that semester that they pay the fee for, if that makes any sense. I know I didn't articulate that very well.
We also have.
Go ahead, Travis, I'm sorry.
I understand your point, though, with that. The difference is, I guess, that if you look at the way the summer semesters are placed, essentially it boils down to you go kind of the same load. I guess I see your point to a certain degree, but most A&S students don't go, and A&S students don't have to choose to go over the summer. They don't have to pay the fee, they don't want to. So that's kind of the difference, I guess, that we're trying to make that.
Mike and then Paul.
And I'll also state that the extra year that it would take an A&S student is accounted for by the 3 co-ops that a speed school student has to do. So that's a full year right there of work. It really is, you're combining all of your classes down into essentially 4 years of work, because those 3 those years that you spent, or the extra year that goes into your master's can be accounted for by the 3 years of, or the 3 semesters of co-op too.
I'd like to make it friendly to exempt the school students from when they're on their co-op, like the 48.50 fee, not the $98.
I would be okay with that. So after 20.
After the $98 fee is over.
Okay.
Exempt them from.
Okay, words.
Can it'll go after, cease to exist. And I would say additionally,
Okay, kids, I'm not gonna talk about it.
any student who is not present enrolled for an educational experience.
Would I suggest full-time student?
Co-op, school, or studying abroad. Some people studying abroad or internship. Yeah.
Or an internship.
Will be exempt from the $48.50 fee.
It's okay.
What's the percent?
Maybe you don't need
Oh, what's the
time there. Because if you're a part-time student, then you cover the fee and you're studying abroad.
I think it's is that what you need? And what we also heard more than
I mean, it just opens up a can of worms because then you have to think about, like, what about if someone is student teaching and they're senior year in education major, they're not technically on campus.
well, that's how it already goes right now. They're exempt from fees such as that at the SAC right now. So we're just going, it'll be the same process that carries over into this one.
So then let's make it a.
Yeah.
This is what we just.
Yeah, okay. Or here's President Pari came up with an opposing suggestion. If we say that for every semester they pay into the system, that they're interning or co-oping and not on campus, that they get an extra semester after graduation.
I don't think that's good because a lot of students, but a lot of students who are in speed school will be leaving the city anyway. So if there aren't that many in here in Dawsonville, especially if it's ECS or something. So,
I'll say that's not friendly then.
Okay.
Second.
All right, so what's happening right now? The motion is, we're making this motion. This is being motioned to add into this document, and it has been seconded. We'll now go to discussion on the motion itself. Not on the whole document, only on the motion. I'll start with you. Hold on, let me ask first. The people that had their hands up, I had Allison, Mike, Shane, and then, I don't know your name, I'm so sorry.
Me? Oh, I have my question.
Okay, it's fine. So if you all want to speak first, you have that option. If you want to move on to this, you have that option. Allison, you want to go?
I'll speak on this, but really just in a larger scope, but I just want to remind you guys that this is, a multi-million-dollar project that this university has committed to for a really long time. And while this is important and we need to represent our constituency, just make sure that everything stays in perspective because, this is small stuff, we're sweating small stuff. And it is important that our voice is heard, but don't get bogged down by the tiny details because it'll work out.
Okay. Mike, did you still want to do a long motion?
Mine's actually about the amendment. So I mean,
Yeah.
I can pass by and just say I speak at first about the
I
amendment.
don't know the answer to that, but if you say you do.
I think that's,
Okay, Paul's going first, and then Mike's going, and then G. Martin's going. Okay, Paul, go ahead.
I just want to say that, yeah, this might seem like a small thing, it is multi-million project, I agree with Allison on that. But that's why we said the 98 fee, no one's going to be exempt from. Because lots of people get messed over by that, and that's why we're giving them an extra 6 months at the end, and that balances out. But like I was saying, I have a lot of friends who are in speed school, and there are certain kinds of engineering jobs that you just don't find in local, like CES, for instance. That's why so many of the students go away on their co-ops. And if they go away out of the city on their co-ops, they're likely to try and get hired at that company after they graduate, meaning they won't be around the city anyway. So if they can get out of a meal plan and get out of other fees while they're not on campus at all, it only makes sense they'd be able to get out of this as well once the building itself is complete.
Mike, go ahead.
Okay, the reason why I'm very much in favor of the amendment as it currently stands